Hi guys, welcome back, Fully Painted Miniatures. This is Drogs and the second attempt at defeating the Wayward One Expert Difficulty. So on Expert Difficulty, all of your misaligned spells deal 1 damage instead of half rounded up. He has 60 life, he has his position chart, and every time he unleashes, he shifts position and discards one of your spells or does 3 damage to Gravehold. I'm going to go up against him using Brahma and Zaxos, which now that I'm looking at it, like their special abilities don't really make sense for him. But I'm going to try it anyway. Brahma is mostly there so I don't have to use essence stuff to heal. And Zaxos is, I don't really know why he's there. I guess to manipulate the turn order deck. This is his main thing. I don't really need the healing. So I have more than enough healing with her special ability, so I guess I'm just going to tank damage. But for a store, I'm using Jade, 2 cost, gain 2 Aether. Leeching Agate, 3 cost, 2 Aether, gain 1 charge. Ruby, 4 cost, gain 2 Aether, 3 towards the spell. Focusing Orb, going to use this to heal Gravehold. Temporal Helix. Blaze. Feral Lightning, Scrying Bolt, Sage's Brand, that's it. So the strategy here, and the reason I set up this way, well, one is they're the 2 mages that are on all the flavor text for Wayward One's Nemesis cards. So usually that's a hint that they're part of the puzzle. The idea here is I'm going to grab all the Focusing Orbs and all the Feral Lightnings with Zaxos. I'm going to prep all his Feral Lightnings, and I'm going to use all the Focusing Orbs on Brahma. Brahma is going to grab all the Blazes and all the Temporal Helixes. And then on top of that, after I've exhausted those 2, Zaxos is going to go for Scrying Bolts and Brahma for Sage's Brands. It might grab like 1 each early. And I'm going to do that using these low-cost gems, especially Searing Rubies, to help me get up there. I like having strategies where it's all on one mage. So all the Blazes go here, all the Focusing Orbs go here, all the Feral Lightnings go here. It lets me stay hyper-focused and not kind of get muddled with just kind of having a blend with everybody. And that helps me focus a lot. So I tend to do better with those kinds of strategies. All right, and we're going to start off. Nemesis first. You can't read that card anymore. Look at that. I've been using this so much. Can't even read the Nemesis part on it. Yeah, they're getting a little over shuffled. All right, I have nothing. Power 2, unleash twice. To discard, spend 6 Aether. Okay. Nemesis goes again, so we take a power token off of I have nothing. And we get Irradiate. Any player suffers 2 damage, and then any player discards a misaligned prep spell. So Brahma is going to tank that damage. Leave her with 8 life. And then we get Zaxos. He's going to prep Flare to 1, and for 4, he's going to buy Searing Ruby. Then get Brahma. She's going to prep Buried Light, and she will buy a Searing Ruby. Brahma gets to go again. It's kind of a weird setup, actually. She's going to cast Buried Light. That's going to do 1 damage. And that generates an Aether. I forgot about that. Which allows her to have 4 to open up her second breach and prep 2 sparks. I haven't used Brahma in a while. Over a month, for sure. And probably like 30, 40 games, actually. And Zaxos is going to cast Flare. I do have to check, because it is aligned. If it was misaligned, it wouldn't matter. It would just do 1 damage no matter what. I'll just leave that up. So that does do 3 damage, which will drop Wayward One to 56. So nice. He then preps Spark, and for 4, he's going to buy a second Searing Ruby. Okay, and then we get Brahma. And she has 4, 6, 7 towards the spell. Not too shabby. So, she's going to buy a Blaze and a Leeching Agate, which gives her a charge. And we get Zaxos. He will get 4, 6, 7 towards a spell. So he's going to buy a Feral Lightning and a Jade. And we get Rama again. She's going to cast both Sparks. Does 2 damage to Wayward One, drops him to 54. Prep Blaze and Buried Light, and she has 3 remaining, which is not enough for a Blaze, but can get This is enough to focus her 3rd breach. We'll do that. Oh. Sorry about that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Nemesis. I have nothing, unleash twice. So we're going to move to the 2nd position. That discards a Blaze. Move to the 3rd position, nothing there. So that's 3 damage to Gravehold. And we draw. Power 2, Quantum Maze. If any player has an aligned spell, a player with an aligned spell will suffer 5 damage. He's currently in the 3rd position. Okay. Zaxos will cast Spark for 1, brings him to 53. Prep Flare, and he has 3, 5, 6 towards a spell. So Focusing Orb, Focusing Orb and a Jade. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nemesis, Quantum Maze, takes off a token, and we get the Banesire at a 6 life, Unleash. Nemesis first, Quantum Maze activates. Any player is an aligned spell. Nemesis is in the 3rd position, so nobody is aligned. That just gets discarded. And then Unleash, so we move to the 4th position. I have no aligned spells, so that's 3 damage to Gravehold. And we draw Blinking Terror, 6 life. Minion is assigned to align to position 3. Any player loses 1 charge or suffers 2 damage. Right. And we get Brahma. She's going to cast Buried Light for 1 damage to the Banesire. Also generates 1 Aether. And then she generates 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 towards a spell plus the 1 from Buried Light. So that's 9. Pretty good. Nine, huh? Temporal Helix and Jade. I was thinking about grabbing 2 blazes there. 1, 2, 3. But I still want to be building up the economy. Nemesis. So we unleash again. That moves us to the first position. Discards the flare. Any player loses 1 charge. So Brahma loses a charge. And then we draw. Unleash. Moves us to the second position. And Grateful takes 3 damage. Drops us to 21. Any player suffers 3 damage. Zaxos. For 3 damage. Drops him to 7. And draws a card. Brahma again, she's going to prep 1 and 2, and she has 3, which is not a lot, but I will still, I'm going to buy an Agate this time and get a charge so I can defend against that. Rather than focus or reach. Alright, we do get Zaxos. We're in the second breach. So he's going to prep to the third, the Feral Lightning. And this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 towards a spell. So he's going to buy a Focusing Orb and a Blaze for her. And he gets to go again. Feral Lightning goes off for 3. Reduces the Banesire to 2. And he's going to use the Focusing Orb on Brahma's 4th breach. Prep the Spark to the first position. And then he generates 4 Aether, which is another Focusing Orb. Not too bad. Definitely better than before. I still got to take out those minions. I don't have the firepower. Crazy as that sounds, it's just reality. Alright, do get Brahma. She's going to cast both Sparks, kill the Banesire. Cool. Blinking Terrors in position 3. Very light. Blaze. There's not a ton she can do with the Temporal Helix. So I will use it on Buried Light. It'll do 1 damage to the Blinking Terror. And generate an Aether. And that gives her 4 with this 3. And that's enough for another Blaze. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nemesis gets to activate. Any player loses 1 charge, so we will do that. And we draw the Warper. So he's in position 4. All attacks go to him. He has 9 life. And we get Zaxos. He's going to cast Spark for 1. Hits the Warper, brings him to 8. And prep Flare to the first position. And he has 3, 5, 6 towards a spell. Which to grab a Focusing Orb and a Jade. Mayfair Lightning stuff. Just 1. I need more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to get Brahma's set up as quickly as possible. Alright, so we do have Zaxos. He's going to open Brahma's 4th breach with the Focusing Orb. I guess he's going to hold on to the Flare for now. And that's worth 4, 6, 7 towards a spell, which gets me a Feral Lightning and a Jade. Two, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Okay. Any player loses 1 charge or suffers 2 damage. Don't have that, so Zaxos is going to take the 2 damage. That does nothing. And then we get the Venomite. 9 life, 2 damage to the player with the lowest life, or discard a spell costing 3 or more. And we get Brahma. So I can only attack the 4th breach. I have nothing to attack with. I will attack with Buried Light. 1 damage, generates an Aether. And then I generate, so that's 1, 4, 6, 8, 9 towards a spell. She's going to buy the last 2 blazes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay. Hopefully, what is this? Oh. I'm okay with Greyfold being at 21 life. I need 3 focusing orbs to open up all of Brahma's breaches. I have 2 available. He does own 4 out of the 5, so that's good. So I feel pretty good about that. I have all the blazes for her. That's awesome. And she has 1 temporal helix. Similarly, he has 1 feral lightning. So I want to get him the other 4. I'm not opposed to him opening his breaches. Like, that's still a good thing. As long as I have, double-digit life for Greyfold. I will continue to use them to open breaches. Because you do get that damage bonus. Okay, that's not great. So, 2 damage to Brahma from Blinking Terror. Warper does nothing. Venomite also will discard the Blaze. And we get Pulverizing Ray. Power 1, 18 damage to Greyfold. Discard gems to prevent this damage. Okay. And we get Brahma. So she's going to prep Blaze to position 4. And she gets 3, 5 Aether. Which is enough to focus her breach and buy a Jade. Actually, she'll buy a charge. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Now we have Zaxos. Cool. He's going to use both focusing orbs to open Brahma's 3rd breach. So all of Brahma's breaches are now open. He's then going to prep Feral Lightning to his 4th breach. And for 2, he will buy a Jade. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Nemesis gets to go. We will pay the charge to negate Blinking Terror. And Venomite will do 2 damage to Zaxos, or I can discard a card. I'm gonna take the damage, because I don't want to discard either of those. Great. Pulverizing Ray goes off. Oh, that's not good. 4. So Greyfold takes 6 damage. Brings me to 15 from the Pulverizing Ray. And then we draw. Fractured Nebula, Power 2. Shift Wayward One to position 4 and Greyfold takes 8 damage. You may subtract 4 damage for each prep spell in the 4th breach that you discard. Okay. Brahma. Well, do I want to cast that first? It's worth 3 damage. Yeah, okay. I will cast it. Oh no, he's got 7 life. No, I'll leave it. So that's going to be in the 4th position. Where's our first breach? What happened to my breach? Oh. What's going on there? Alright, I'm going to leave that there. Prep the 3rd, 1st and 2nd. And then I will use Temporal Helix to cast Blaze, which is going to be worth 4 damage, hitting the Warper. Brings him down to 3. 2, 3, 5. Cool. And then we get Zaxos, and he will cast Feral Lightning for 3 in the 4th position, and he will kill the Warper. Very nice. He will also cast Flare. For 1. He will hit the Blinking Terror, since it's going to 1 damage anyway. He will then use the Focusing Orb on his 4th breach, and he will prep Spark to the 1st. Then the Nemesis gets to go. Any player loses 1 charge or suffers 2 damage. Don't have that, so Brahma's down to 4 life. Zaxos is down to 3. Player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage. I will discard to prevent that. Blaze. Fractured Nebula. We lose a power token. And we get Feedback Coil. Power 2 to discard, spend 7 Aether. The player with the most misaligned prep spells suffers 3 damage and discards 2 cards. Not very good. Okay. Zaxos is going to use Focusing Orb on his 4th breach. And he generates 5 Aether, 6 towards the spell. Feral Lightning. Really should have all those already at this point. Damn. Not good. All right. Damn. Okay. Brahma takes 2 damage. It then discards her Blaze. Wayward One shifts to position 4, does 8 damage to Gravehold, drops us to 7. I am not keeping up with the Nemesis at all. Unleash twice and Gravehold suffers 3 damage, or place the most recently discarded minion back into play. Oh. So let's see, a double unleash. Yeah, we're doing the double unleash. That's going to discard these 2 sparks, and Gravehold's going to take 3 damage, drop him up to 4. I'm not bringing the Warper back. Okay. Sucked. Suck, 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 suck. All right. Spark. I'm going to leave there for now. I will prep Feral Lightning to 3. This is worth 4, 6, 7, 8 towards the spell. And we will buy a Feral Lightning and a charge. Maybe to get a little bit more defensive. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Rear in position 4. So she's going to prep Blazes to 3 and 4. Very light to 1. Oh, did I have some? Well, it doesn't matter now. 3, 4 towards the spell. She'll buy a Leeching Agate, which gives her a charge. 2, 3, 4. So this time I'm taking much more of a beating physically. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay. I will cast Blaze. Does 2 damage, plus 1 from the 3rd breach, plus 1 from that Blaze to do 4. And that is aligned to Blinking Terror, so that will kill it. Nice. I will also cast Blaze again, which will do 4 damage to the Venomite. Bring it to 5. I'll prep Blaze to 4. And then that's 3, 5 Aether. Not enough to get rid of Feedback Coil. Not really enough to do much, but I'll buy 2. It's not enough for Temporal Helix either, but I'll buy 2 charges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now, if Feedback Coil goes off, it will do 3 damage to Zaxos and exhaust him. Leaving Brahma with only 2 life. And neither of them have enough Aether in their hands to cancel it. It's gonna go off anyway. Alright, player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage. That'll exhaust Brahma. And then Feedback Coil would exhaust Exos. So I have to discard the Blaze to prevent the Venomite's damage. That sucks. And then Feedback Coil activates. That's going to exhaust Axos. 3 damage. So he loses his charge. He's going to lose his first breach as well. It's his only open breach. And that discards his Spark. And then, man, that's not good. Wayward One's going to unleash twice. So he's going to go to the first position, discard the Buried Light, go to the second position, and do 3 damage to Gravehold. Bring it to 1. Still get to draw a card. So I'm getting butt kicked. Unleashed twice. I think I just lost the game. So that moves me to 3rd position, discards the Lightning, and 4th position, 3 damage to Gravehold, and that's game. Wow. He's tough. I barely even touched him. So even going hyper-focused like that, I wasn't able to... Man, I want to try that again. I think I need Lash and Kadir for him. Maybe. I don't see how I can take him out without the extra activations. So he exhausted Zaxos. Brahma only has 2 life left, and he destroyed Gravehold without even hitting tier 3 cards. I wasn't able to keep up with the minions, even though I only opened 2 breaches with those focusing orbs. Now that would have... Man. I didn't even get to build my engine properly. You know? She's got nothing here. He's got nothing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. That's something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Man. I'm not sure what I did wrong. I like this strategy. I open up her breaches, set her up for blazes, using focusing orbs. He compensates with feral lightnings. I should have gotten those earlier. More feral lightnings, less focusing orbs. I probably should have grabbed an extra ruby each. I will say not having a 3 Aether generating card like a Sapphire or Burning Opal didn't allow me. I didn't get to discard like any of the abilities. Right? I took 6 damage on the pulverizing ray. I didn't get to discard Eye Nothing. I didn't get to discard Feedback Coil. So that definitely hurt me. But I'm not really sure what else I would have done differently. I'm really not. I would have liked to have gotten 2 rubies each instead of 1. I feel like that was a mistake there. I think I'm going to divide up. I'm not going to have him get all the focusing orbs because he needs the lightnings. If it's an option to get a lightning, he should get a lightning every single time. And if it's not an option to get a lightning, he probably should be grabbing a ruby. So, to be honest, she should be grabbing blazes at 4. So that's tough. Because she should be grabbing rubies, blazes, or focus. So who gets the focusing orb? I don't know. I'm going to try it again, and I'll let you know. I'm gonna reset it up. I already shot 4 videos this weekend. Do I do a 5th? I don't think I have time. I'm going to reset it up and maybe I'll record a video one of the nights during the week when I get home from work. Alright guys, if you have any suggestions, let me know what you think. So this is my second, or if you think I should go back to the first strategy I had with Alistair and Mist. Or not Mist, Gina. Gina. Maybe Jan and Lash. Give yourself extra activations, which would help with him. And Jan, I think Jan's actually really useful for him. So maybe Jan with instead of Zaxos. Does that make sense? Same spell, same setup, but you have Jan go for Feral Lightnings, She's got a bunch of sparks. She's got 4 sparks to start with, which is, actually decent from a defensive point of view. It's actually kind of good to have a lot of sparks. And she can afford a ruby on her first turn, and an agate on her second. That's not a terrible... Yeah. I think I'll try that. I think I'll swap Zaxos out for Jan. And I'm going to leave Brahma for now. Because that healing was brutal. Alright, guys. Love you. You're the best. Have a good one.